Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
That was very delayed. Are you downloading something?
No, I breathed in. I wasn't breathing.
Okay.
I had that thing. I had that moment of like, I forgot to breathe for a second. So
Do you often forget to breathe? Do you find?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's when I get stressed out.
Ah.
Like when I get stressed out when I do this podcast and I try to make people laugh and I get so stressed.
You get anxious. You get imposter syndrome.
I get anxious.
You're like, I'm not qualified to be doing this.
What am I doing?
Everybody's gonna know I'm a fraud when they listen to Dead Ensigns, Star Trek Skew General Media podcast.
I don't even know what Star Trek is.
Oh, I've never seen a single episode. I just listen to Ben talk about it, and I assume I'm really good at guessing.
Oh yeah.
I just keep adding on the first thing that comes to my head, and he goes, "Yeah, I remember when that happened," and I go, "Really?" Huh?
Yeah, when we were watching it together in reality, I had just porno open on my second screen the entire time, and I was watching that.
The more I would guess correctly, the worse it would get, because the Tower of Cards is just piling higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And instead of DS9, I was watching Deep Space Pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But like, I'm gonna be honest. Literally, like, deep is right there. You could go with anything. You could say Deep Throat 9 or something.
No.
Even Deep Pussy 9 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you were like, what's the trajectory here?
Oh, it's
you really were.
again.
Yeah, no, this is your imposter syndrome. You really were fumbling around like, fuck, where do I go? Deep space pussy. Deep space fine, even.
Deep Space Fine. The softcore pornography.
That would have been
Deep
quite
Space
that probably
Fine.
would have been softcore. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when people do the thing, they think they're really funny on the internet, and they go, you're now breathing manually.
I was going to do that bit,
that bit,
but then I've stopped myself from saying it.
It doesn't work on me.
It doesn't work on you.
I'm always breathing manually.
Yeah.
I'm alert. It's because I'm consciously alert and aware.
Yeah. That's you always you nearly. That's why you love life so much, because you're so always on the edge of dying.
I have such a great zest. No, because that's the thing I never forget. This is the thing I don't understand. You know, when you're like, you start
like an
running,
elephant.
You start running, and you're like, oh, I've already got a breath. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you were breathing automatically beforehand, and you didn't make any sort of intentional change in your breathing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're always breathing manually, you start running, you automatically, but you got to bring yourself into the change of breathing for running.
Oh, yeah, you need to adapt to the situation instead of already knowing what to do, right?
Which is why I don't exercise at all.
Yeah, because you just don't have to, right?
I don't have it because I'm already conscious of the change I need to make in that instance. I don't need to be able to like fight off the automatic change.
Is this a JoJo bit? You're doing the JoJo bit of like, you're doing Hammond. You're doing Hammond. That's why
Hammond?
you can, or whatever the fuck
First
it was
of all,
called.
no, I wasn't.
That wasn't, no, okay.
Second, I'm going to imposter syndrome you again.
Yeah.
You just completely like brick walled my
I know I did.
That was like, what the hell, man?
Because it reminded me of that completely, like
it
immediately
shifted into a different direction, man. You gotta go.
I know.
Are you making a JoJo reference? I'm not. No. Okay, well.
It's because that's the thing. It's it just immediately kind of it reminded me of that just
I
like
suppose
being
I am
able to control like this aspect of your body in a way that allows you to it like gives you superpowers. Like
I suppose
when
I
you
am
can get erect
maybe I'm
immediately,
referencing it like
you know?
Yeah, maybe I'm referencing it like subconsciously, you know?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Like I am just innately thinking about it when I start talking about breathing.
Constantly thinking about JoJo and nothing else.
Yeah. Are you not?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
I think of two things all time.
Yeah.
Breathing.
One Piece.
Breathing.
And JoJo.
And JoJo. And those are my two things. Because I'm just like, it's just such a funny show. I just love like a funny anime like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just like, you know, I just like put like One Punch Man. Have you ever seen that, dude?
Yeah.
That shit's like, it's like, it's really funny. Like it's like silly at first, but then it like kind of builds and you're like, oh, this is like interesting now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still like funny because you got like punches once.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you want me to say something to you, Ben?
Sure.
You sound very pretentious. There
I
you
know.
go. That's my that's
Oh,
my
you think I
that's
don't?
my imposter syndrome right there.
No. See. Because
You-
I'm not affected by it. Because I know, like, yeah, I know I sound like that.
Yeah.
Why
I
do you
know.
think I'm talking like it? Because I know.
I know.
I'm aware.
I know.
You
I
think
know,
you're gonna say
understand.
that, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not.
I'm just-
I'm just kidding.
It's not about that.
No.
It's about, you know,
Don't make fun of me.
the acknowledgement of that, you know,
don't
is enough
turn it around
sometimes
on
to
me.
just plant
Yeah.
the seed of doubt, you know. It's not
Well.
about, you know, it's a reap and sow thing.
Buddy,
you know?
people are always planting the seed. Hey yo.
Yeah.
Hey yo.
Exactly. What do we
Doesn't
have?
go.
We have like a 2 days of wanking before we jerking off before we have to do not November, and everyone has to do that.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I guess it's. Are you allowed to do like tantric masturbation during No Not November?
You just
I've
edge
never-
yourself for the entire month.
I've never partook. And that's not to say I continued masturbating in November. I believe I'm disqualified because I don't do it at all.
Oh yeah,
I avoid doing it completely.
yeah. You just
think
collect.
it's
Yeah, we're already.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So, you
It's like, you know, as you guys know, Ben breathes manually on and also consumes he reabsorbs all his
Retention.
semen.
It's called retention, Max.
Yeah. Therefore, he's the only person without sin because he doesn't let
And now
his
I have
seed
to
hit
ask-
the ground. You
Now
know,
I
the
have to
soil.
ask you as the resident gooner, like,
Yeah.
is it okay to like tantric? Is that fine? Do you think? Would you say that's
So
in
you
the
don't
spirit?
come, you
Would
just
you say
you
that's in
come
the
into-
spirit?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, because it's no
Because it
November,
comes
right?
out later, so it doesn't count.
It's no nut November. You're not nutting, so that would be fine.
No, I'm saying it's not fine because it comes out later.
You're saying it still counts.
It still leaves your body.
It's more
so
like
yeah.
you're just backlogging the nut.
You're
point.
backlogging it. Unless
Yeah, I like that. I like
somehow,
practicing backlog sex.
somehow you store it for an entire month and then let it all out.
I think we should
Somehow.
rename it to that backlog sex.
Backlog November.
Yeah, I've been backlogging my nut for the last week. Dude.
But, you know, anyway, welcome everybody to Dead Ensigns number 1.
I already did it as part of the bit at the beginning. I'm Ben, this is Max.
Manual breathing and
early
semen
intro.
retention podcast, I guess. It's not an early
yeah,
intro.
I think there's a market there, right?
Yeah.
We could probably
Well,
drop
early-
the manual breathe. That's the thing. Similar to semen retention, there is a big market for like breath expert people.
Is there?
Yeah, breathe like controlled breathing and stuff is big, dude. There's a lot of people out there who are like, oh yeah, if you just train yourself to breathe a certain way, you basically super speed up your metabolism and you grow your dick 7 inches.
Oh.
It's crazy.
I have to look into that.
Yeah. No, breath control is a big thing. It's a big market. A lot of people write books about controlling your breathing.
People write books about
How important it is.
everything nowadays.
And I think it's true to a certain extent, because obviously, getting oxygen flowing to the brain is important.
Yeah.
And a big one for me was making more of an effort to breathe through my nose when I go to bed. Because I have trouble sleeping. So if I start breathing through my nose, less oxygen gets to my brain, and I pass out.
You pass out, yeah.
And then I just kind of wake up, and I look at I take another IQ test, and I notice it's gone down 1 point. And I'm like, that's fine.
That's fine. That's a good trade-off. I like the idea that you wake up, go to the bathroom, and you look in the mirror, and you're like purple. Like your hands, your fingers are like,
That's
like...
probably fine.
That's
okay.
Fine.
All right. It's fine.
That's the thing. It's like you're training your body to kind of like go into like a low oxygen mode to kind of sacrifice unimportant parts of your body whenever that happens.
I would say that of all of the people in the world,
like your
I'm
penis
probably,
is gonna fall off.
probably one of the most trained and primed for space travel because of that.
Yeah,
I think I'm good to go up.
Not only do you you can live without breathing for a long time, but you also retain your semen, therefore less calories that you have
less
to consume.
calories, and also if you've retained it enough, you don't need to breathe for 5, maybe 6 minutes at a time. It's very helpful.
You just got.
I don't know why more people don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest. I think I have other stuff to do, so I'll maybe give it a try someday. But I don't have time for that now. So
I think here's the thing. I think it's like the No Nut November is supposed to scare you off. You know.
What do you mean?
I think it's for all the gooners out there.
You're supposed to expose you.
No. But it's like that's the thing. I bet it's like a month and 5 days is the exact amount of time before you stop noticing that you want to do it, you know? So they make a challenge, like Illuminati style, Freemason style.
Yeah.
People, they make it a challenge on the internet, like, ooh, can you last a month? And then all the gooners are like, oh, I can't wait until this month is over.
Yeah.
And then they don't, and then for another whole year, they don't even stop to think about the idea of what retaining their semen could do for them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's inhibiting them because they know that we would overthrow them if every male.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now I feel like they have to do it because for a month, it's combined with your theory. It's like a extension of the theory. It's I feel like maybe. If you hold it for a month, your body starts producing adrenochrome. But so therefore, people wait for the month to end. They wank as soon as midnight hits. Boom, ding dong. all the churches in your area, the bells start ringing. At midnight as they do.
There's specifically a chime for the end of No Nut November. Which when this episode comes out, it will be fully in. Will be like
actually, you're right. Yeah. And we'll be checking everybody's. We'll personally be sending ourselves to your house to check your prostate to see if it's enlarged. With all the.
We will be checking for residue.
Yeah, we got the blue lights. We got the UV lights. With
we got
us.
Swabs. We got gloves. We got it all. We need a urine sample. And we're going to get back to you every other day.
Yeah.
Checking in. Because if one motherfucker comes, there's no future for this society.
Yeah.
Because we can't take it back from the ones in control.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't realize
But that's the thing. Maybe it's better to live in your Guna cave than live in true freedom, like the
That's
Matrix.
True freedom is scary.
Yeah.
You think
it's like maybe I do want to look at the cave wall and look at the shadows and come all the time, maybe that's my preferred place to be, I don't want to exit the cave, I want to make stalagmites and stalactites with my cum in the cave. You
think that's what he uses? Cypher goes back into the Matrix to have the meeting with the agents with them. Agent Smith.
Yeah.
And he's like, my brain is, everything tells me that I'm not inside of my goon cave right now. And yet, it tastes, it feels, it smells so good.
It's like, but the thing is that there's an opposite argument within the movie when Agent Smith is like, Mr. Anderson. I'm like, he's like, I hate being here. I smell the smell. I don't know what it is, but I feel saturated by it. And it's the cum. It's this
and their goon caves.
It's just the cum.
You know what I really can't stand about humans is the smell. And he just like instead of like running his head over Morpheus's head, he like grabs his balls.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The smell. Ugh.
Yeah, I feel saturated by it, and it's just the smell of cum.
It's just jism.
Yeah, it's like when Morpheus runs towards that helicopter and through the water, it's not the water, it's cum.
Yeah.
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 Okay, yeah, that's great. Matrix, cum.
What
awesome.
a good movie!
It's a good movie, and
I love that movie.
It applies to our everyday life, and that's what I love about it.
Because we're all in a cage, and an alternate reality that exists alongside ours that's digital.
Yeah.
And we need to break out of it.
Yeah.
And that's real, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to know something? There's so few viewers of this podcast that if you're listening to this now and you just heard that, that's because this is a secret coded message entirely for you. You need to go to the nearest warehouse and you need to wait and you will see them and they will take you out of here. They will save you. This is like... not advice. This is the truth. Go now. Pause this.
I'm pretty scared.
This isn't for you, Max. This is for them.
Okay.
This is for them. Anyway, now that the crazies are gone.
They're gone. Yeah, we can continue. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of something. Now that like. I don't know what happened to me over the weekend. Something happened. Something broke in me.
That sounds depressing, dude.
Because something broke in me because I watched like
what did you watch?
I watched like 7 movies over the weekend.
You watched 7 movies? Fuck, dude, that's sick. I only watched one movie. We can talk about that. But yeah.
Like 6. I don't know. I'll
7 or 6. Make up your mind.
I'll list them. Okay.
All right, so let's go down the list.
Tier list. Max's tier list of movies that he watched and randomly picked off a list on Amazon, I guess.
He's going to review all of them right now. And these are going to be his definitive final opinion.
Yeah. One up first. First movie watched, Videodrome by Cronenberg.
Okay, that's one Cronenberg. Good movie?
Good movie.
What happens?
I really liked it. Basically what you were just talking about, which is there are people in a warehouse and they'll go see them and they'll show you the truth,
Okay, cool. Nice.
And that's the thing. And it's like, the TV, television tube, I feel like we as a society lack, I think that's the downfall of the society started as soon as we stopped being exposed to tube television radiation,
like CRT cathode ray tubes.
Cathode tube radiation, like in this movie where they have like a clinic where they just have people watch TV, like homeless people, just so they can get that dose. And I feel that's you could probably there's a correlation there. Yeah, exactly. And it's
a little bit like, all right, I get it, Cronenberg.
I also thought about something. There's a pretty funny quote.
Yeah. There's a funny quote. Is there?
Yeah, where the guy goes like, because the eyes, the tube of the TV becomes the iris of the eye, basically, because because all you experience through the TV becomes reality. I thought about it and I was like, this podcast is the eardrums of reality. And all you guys experience listening to this podcast is real.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. And I said, yeah, cool. And then I moved on. I watched
but wait, before the second movie, I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you do lots and lots of day drinking while you watched these movies?
No, I wasn't actually.
Damn it.
I was just, I don't know. I
was going to say you were in your Satoshi Kon era.
Okay.
When he was when he was in college or whatever, he would sit in his room, watch like films on reel as well. He had like a projector. He'd watch films on reels, and he would just drink.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he like nearly died. He got like hepatitis. He nearly died. But then that's how he became such a good director, because he studied. He watched fucking Slaughterhouse 5 a million times, and he was like, "I want to make that, but with an actress."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe eventually I will become a really good director, but I'll start doing like heroin.
Yeah,
you
need to do the substance abuse first.
You know,
you need to do the substance abuse first.
Yeah. And, I just,
We already got rid of all the weirdos, so I don't have to say that this is obviously all jokes and you don't need to do
it. Yeah, I like the idea of, like, your warning comes after it, so everyone's, like, already gone. Like, they already assassinated the prime minister of some country,
I didn't tell him to do that, though, so it's fine.
But anyway.
My bad, I guess.
So
not really, that's not my fault. What's your next movie?
I watched Videodrome. That was cool. Recommended. Then on the recommended, I think that's what did it. It was the recommended. I started looking at the recommended next to it.
You went on a real bender, a real movie bender.
Yeah, it's like YouTube videos, but
just looking at the next up little thing on Amazon Prime, and you were like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
No, not really. I just I scrolled through them, but it was another Cronenberg movie.
Another quick question.
Yeah.
Did you? I just remembered I haven't watched Naked Lunch. Another quick question.
I knew it.
Another quick question.
I wasn't even going to bring it up because I didn't want to embarrass you.
I just remembered.
Because you're the kind of guy that's like, oh, your imposter syndrome, Max. Look at everybody. This guy's got imposter syndrome. And me here being a really good friend to you, not bringing up your mistakes.
Another quick question.
That's how it would be.
Were you doing anything else while were you just sitting there watching these movies? Was your attention wholly on the film, or were you like doing something?
I was lying on my couch, like watching movies, and sometimes on my phone for a bit, like especially during this
because obviously sometimes I'll put a movie on and then I'll like start making a model or doing something, drawing.
No, I like cooked and stuff. At least I wasn't that in a hole where I was in the, I was just I just needed it for some reason. I was like I need it. It's like the sort of thing where you're like. You find yourself stranded on a boat or like a raft or something.
Oh my god!
And it suddenly tells you like you need to eat the fish guts. Like your body tells you to do that.
Dude, like, I know why you were doing this now.
Yeah,
we'll get to we'll say the movies and then we'll go into it. Okay, because I feel bad now because I know it's my fault.
Yeah, and I watched the next movie after Videodrome. I watched Shivers. Which is a pretty...
Like that's two for Cronenberg, second Cronenberg?
Yeah, 2 Cronenberg, and there'll be more.
Oh my gosh.
So, I watched that one. Kind of boring and shitty, to be honest. It's about a parasite that makes you horny, so you want to fuck. So no,
stay away from November, buddy.
No, exactly, guys.
People are trying to work.
You don't want to. You don't want to watch the Cronenberg movies when you don't want to nut because there's so much. It's a tease type cinema,
like Crash.
Anyway,
you don't want to trust me. You don't want to watch. Crash.
You don't want to. Yeah,
if you're busting.
Yeah, exactly.
For a bust, busting for a bust. Is that anything?
Yeah, it's a bust.
Do you think that could be a good T-shirt? Busting for a bust.
Yeah, I think
like
it would be very good
T-shirt.
Yeah. Got Milk.
Excuse me.
Bursting for but it's like a male version of Got Milk,
I don't know if it is a male version of Got Milk. Anyway, third film.
Yeah. So I know I still want to just the thing about Shivers is the only funny thing about it is that like halfway through the movie, the guy who like the main character, like the main doctor gets a call from like his like friend that loves pickles. He just eats pickles in every single scene. It was just stupid. And he calls him and he's go like, all right, so there are these parasites.
Because it's phallic, I assume.
Yeah, I guess. And like there are these parasites, and here is exactly what they do, like to the T. Like we have like an entire paper around how they work. So you gotta like act quickly, like you gotta do something quickly, like really quick to get them like sorted, and I'll be there to like help you out. But like you had to start doing something about it. And he like clicks, and then the guy proceeds to do nothing about it for like.
Okay, that's cool. Well, you clearly wanted to remain parasite horny.
Yeah.
Question about the film.
Yeah. Go on.
Did the parasites or the virus or whatever it was, still keep everybody heterosexual, except for possibly women?
No. I was thinking there is a lesbian kiss scene in the movie. There is no...
Doesn't count.
There is no man-on-man action going on.
I'm sorry to say it doesn't count.
There's one scene where there's two men and they're wearing shorts, like not shorts, what are they called, like boxers, or like what are they called? The other ones, you got boxers and you got the
briefs.
Other ones the briefs. They're wearing briefs and they're kind of like touching each other and stuff.
That's as far as they could go. That's enough for me to hear that, and I think, and I go, okay, Cronenberg probably wanted to put like dudes fucking in this, and they were like, no.
Yeah.
He was like, what about ladies kissing? And they were like, okay.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That is literally what it is. And there's also another funny scene in the movie that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, there's very few funny scenes in this movie, but there was one which was just the way it was like shot was just, and like the dialogue is just like basically the guy, like the parasites is spreading in this like building complex, and he like goes, there's like a bit where he just like walks from room to room and like finds fucked up people basically.
Okay.
And he goes into one and he goes, there's a young woman and like an older man there. And the guy goes like, "Oh, welcome, doctor. Would you like to have sex with my young daughter?" And then he like gets up and starts like making out with his daughter. And I like how they had to have the dialogue there to establish that the old man was that was his daughter. So you say, "Oh, it's like so fucked up," because you wouldn't be able to tell if it was just an old man and a young woman. So they just had to have that like ADR dialogue in there that said, "Oh, this is my daughter. I'm gonna have proceed to make out with her," to make it seem like how fucked up this situation is,
See, if I watched that scene, I wouldn't be going, "Ha ha, how funny," because my brain isn't warped like you.
Yeah,
I would be going, "I gotta call the police on this Cronenberg guy.
Yeah, I
gotta tell somebody about this man. He is trouble."
I need to call the Canadian authorities because that's where he was recording everything.
I gotta fucking call Canada and tell them they got a real sick puppy living up there. They gotta deal with this.
Get me Canada on the horn. But anyway,
Canada on the line.
Shivers sucks. Okay. Waste of time. Don't watch
I don't know. It sounded like plenty of stuff sucked in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, third movie.
Go. What is it called? In the Mouth of Oblivion.
In the Mouth of Oblivion?
In the Mouth of Oblivion.
Is that another Cronenberg film?
Yes, it's another Cronenberg movie.
Oh my God.
And the only reason
did just have a Cronenberg fest.
Why I watched it was because I thought it would be funny that I watched it because it's written by the dude that wrote the fucking Lizard episode. Because that's what we found out when we were looking from Voyager. The lizard where she called Janeway fucks Paris and they make lizard babies.
What is this movie called?
In the Mouth of Oblivion, I think, right? That's what it's called.
In the Mouth of Oblivion. I'm getting nothing, bro. Are you? I don't think.
Oh Jesus Christ! In the Mouth of Madness. I was.
No, that's not fucking Cronenberg, dude. That's what's his nuts. That's Carpenter.
Oh yeah, John Carpenter. Jesus Christ. I don't know.
I have seen that movie. That movie's cool.
Yeah. In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah. So I watched The Mouth of Madness, and I thought it was like, it's an alright movie. It's an alright movie.
I remember it being cool. I liked it.
And I thought it was pretty funny because now that like, Alan Wake 2 came out, and I watched you play it, and I thought there's literally a scene in this movie where a guy goes, he wrote me this way, and then he blows his brains out with a shotgun. Yeah. And I felt like, all right, cool. This is I don't know if this is some idea came from this movie, but probably. Yeah, it's
I mean, it's it's supposed to be a Lovecraft kind of deal. Speaking of that, I'm just looking at the Mouth of Madness on Wikipedia and looking at the fact that it was not very well received, and just thinking like, it's so funny that John Carpenter, as a director, is like has made so many movies that everybody like hated when they came out, and then went on to be like massive cult hits. But in terms of his personality and the way he views that, he's like so pissed off about it.
Well,
like, you know. Okay, where were you when the movie was out, motherfuckers? Huh? When I could make money from it.
Because he was ahead of his time, you know.
He was ahead of his time.
You can't do that, you know. You just can't complain about it. By the way, I lied to you. This wasn't the third movie. I realized I skipped a movie.
You were like, not only did you have this movie bender, but you also seem to have gone into some kind of fugue state.
Yeah,
you can't even
like exactly. I imagine me a scene. I'm falling. There's a spiral behind me, and I'm spinning, and it's like it's got like a Hitchcockian like music playing in the background, you know. As that was me.
What was the real third movie? What was the real?
The real third movie was Repo Man. It's about a guy that is a repo, like a kid that becomes a repo man, and there's aliens in the movie, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a pot comedy, like a pothead comedy sort of thing, you know.
Okay.
And
was this another next up feature? Was this you saw Shivers, and then it was like, well, if you like Shivers,
I think it was
check
actually,
out Repo.
Yes, I think it was. I thought it wasn't, but yeah, it was.
That's pretty funny.
Because I was just scrolling through, and I was like, you've got all these like, you know, old-timey kind of horror movies have like that particular style of poster to them, you know.
Sure.
And that was different, and I was like, why is Repo Man here, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, and it had like quite a lot of reviews, so I was like, I don't know, I guess people watched it. So I watched Repo Man. It's like a comedy. It's all right. Like, go see it. I don't know. Go see it in the cinema if they play it again.
Sounds like one thumbs up for Max for Repo Man.
And
I apply nothing because I didn't see it.
I thought about it. Like, I thought about it, it's like, maybe I'll change careers. I'll become a Repo Man. Now that the cost of living crisis kicking in the UK, I thought about it like, you know, there might be a good career to get
bailiffs,
into, you know?
There's always a market for bailiffs.
Yeah, exactly, you know. So I thought maybe...
Thanks to capitalism.
Because it's like, even they say in the movie, it's like, Repo's man's life is always tense, you know? Like, that's the thing.
That's so
it's like,
true.
maybe that's what I need.
They've got it the hardest.
Maybe that's what I need, you know? And, yeah.
Next film.
Okay, so that was... Then it was In the Mouth of Madness.
Okay.
I said Oblivion because the Dr. Oblivion was in Videodrome, that's why.
What's number 5? What's number 5?
Number 5 was Tank Girl.
Oh, I never saw that. Ugh.
I watched Tank Girl. It was fine. It was cool. I wish this movie was made kind of at a different time, to be honest. Like, maybe a bit, or maybe not. Jeez, because like, that's the thing. I really enjoyed that movie, but at the same time, it was very kind of like, they do a lot of thing where they like take the clip, not clips, what they call, like, just pages from the comic, and they just like show them, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Like they just take illustrations from it.
Yeah.
Like they'll show the house, and they'll show they'll have like a set house of the and then they will cut to a house from the comic, and it will be the thing from the page, and it's and I was like, oh, I wish this was like kind of better executed than this, of just showing stills, like them trying to go like, this is what this is supposed to look like, you know what I mean? And then the movie is kind of like, all right, like it's all over the place. It seems very like they were trying to do a lot. They were trying to concentrate kind of a lot of story in this movie. And I was kind of thinking about it. It's like, I wish maybe they could remake this someday, and make it something like have all the kind of special effects kind of look a little bit better, because some of that, like the kangaroo people look kind of fucking insane. Like they look fucking fucked up.
I feel like Tank Girl as a comic exists purely for the cover art.
Maybe.
I've tried to read Tank Girl a couple of times, and I read a couple pages and I'm like, you know what? Maybe next time, Tank Girl. I put it away. But every time I see like the cover of a Tank Girl comic or something, or like an illustration of Tank Girl, I'm like, that's so sick.
Yeah.
How cool. What a babe. But then, I'm like, I'm not reading that shit though, sorry. Try again next time.
Let's try again next time, Mr. I don't know who made this movie.
Sorry.
But I just thought, I was just like, oh, I wish I had a girlfriend that was like the Tank Girl.
Oh, I
wish
I had a
cool
dream girl.
Alternate girlfriend now.
I wish I had a manic pixie dream girl who was an old chick who liked to have sex with me but didn't have sex with anybody else.
Yeah, and she was a virgin. Anyway.
Yo, Naomi Watts is in this film?
And basically, so that was all right. I like the way the kangaroo people look. There was a funny bit in it where they talk about how they're like reincarnation of things, and one of them is like a stupid idiot, and he says that like, oh, I was a dog, but I was a really good dog, so like I got upgraded into a human. I got upgraded into a human as like a thing because of reincarnation, because he was so good. And then Tank Girl fucks him. Which is really funny.
Okay.
But then I realized it made me sad at the same time, because I will not be able to compete with a kangaroo with a huge penis.
Because you couldn't have sex with Tank Girl.
Because I couldn't have sex with Tank Girl. But anyway, Tank Girl, all right. I don't know.
It's interesting that Tank Girl archetype of character is very interesting, isn't it?
There is some animated sequences that are really cool, though. But like there are far between.
You got like Jinx in League of Legends. She's kind of a Tank Girl, those kinds of characters. They're
basically literally Tank Girl.
People love the Tank Girl conceptually.
Yeah, and there's Jet Girl.
Like there's I was gonna say, I was looking at Naomi Watts apparently.
He's playing Jet Girl. Are you kind of Tank Girl?
Are you more of a Tank Girl or a Jet Girl? Let me look up Jet Girl before I judge. All right, based on the images that I am seeing.
She's more of a nerd.
Based on the images I'm seeing, I think I'm more of a Jet Girl guy than a Tank Girl guy.
Well, that says a lot. Says a lot.
I don't know.
Water and power. That's what the evil corporation is called, which is kind of a cool name because they like collect all the water and power. But anyway, Tank Girl, whatever. And then next movie I watched Hackers.
Oh, classic! I've never seen it. A classic.
Yeah. It's a very good movie. I actually recommend seeing it as just like. It's very kind of corny and shit, but like it's in a good way where you're like, whatever. You kind of, if you put yourself in the kind of mentality of the times, I was like, this is fucking cool, I was like, all these people, and you get to see, what is she called? Angelina Jolie young Angelina Jolie with her tits out. So
Okay,
there you go.
That's
a thing.
That's a little objectifying, but sure.
But it's like because I'm getting back in the mindset, of the 90s, while I was watching that.
Yeah,
and that was okay back then. It was all right.
And
it was
that
different
means
times.
Okay. So you're just being, ironic, is what you're saying. You're being ironically sexist.
No. I'm just in my haze while I was in my fugue state over the weekend. That's where my brain was. Okay. I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve. Okay.
You disgust
That's what I'm doing,
me.
right? Yeah.
All right. What's the last movie?
And then
one more.
I watched one more. I watched Society, which is a movie. The only reason why I watched it was because when you guys were here with Gabs said, he said, "I'm not gonna say anything about this movie."
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
And yeah, so because the more less you know about this movie, the better it is. And then I watched it, and it was kind of bad.
I'm looking at pictures on Google Images, and I'm like, oh, I see why Gab said this, and I'm like, I don't think he should have hidden it.
Yeah,
it's just like there's a lot of effects and stuff, and it's like
not a lot of effects. That's the thing. It's the last 5 minutes of the movie.
There's one particular scene with lots of effects.
It is just one scene. It's the last scene of the movie. It is literally the last scene of the movie that they throw out the entire budget into. But the build up to that is just kind of not worth it. The actual story itself is just a very kind of shallow metaphor for just kind of class divide and the kind of birthright and stuff like that. It's like it's very shallow. It's a very shallow film.
Now,
and just because they did that thing that they did with the final scene, it's not worth seeing.
Is it one of those films, would you say, where you can really tell that the people involved had they had the one scene that they had in mind that they were like, this is so cool.
They didn't know how to get there.
We have to make up a movie to get there.
I feel like they didn't have an idea how to get to that scene. So they were like, they had to just think, they had to burn basically 80 minutes or whatever of the movie of just how do we get to this, How do we make a mystery? On top of that, how do we make a mystery that's not really a mystery on top of it, How do we make this really shitty, plot to get us to the scene? It's not very good. It's I don't know, it's not it's not a deep movie. It's kind of meh.
Here's a picture of the director, Brian Usna. In case you've never seen it before.
I feel like maybe he was in the movie.
He also served as a co-writer for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, wow,
Yeah, man.
Well, he was like, I made a kids movie, now I'm gonna make a fucking fuck movie that everybody fucks in.
Hooray.
Dichotomy of man, the dark side of the moon of what is he called?
Brian Usna?
Yeah, the dark side of Brian Usna.
The dark, fucked up, evil side.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like I have two wolves living inside me. One of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know myself. That's the thing.
I get it.
That's the issue. It's everybody says they can so easily say what those two wolves do, but then I can't.
Yeah, your other wolf is imposter syndrome.
Yeah. And I think it's the reason why I watched these movies.
I know.
Okay, what's your theory? What's your theory then? I guess
it's because I was busy this weekend entertaining family, and because of that, I wasn't able to stream Alan Wake 2 to you like you would have really wanted to watch.
Yeah, but there's another reason that
I'm sorry,
it
Max.
amplified
I'm
it
sorry.
and amplified it and amplified it.
Okay.
If that's the initial block, that's the initial
yeah.
domino that hit me, was when Gabs and Ben were at my house and were trying to figure out what to watch. I put on a movie called Wife-like for 5 minutes, and they screamed at me. They were shouting at me to turn it off. And I wanted to see
why you put
what
it
was
on.
happening in that movie.
Did you watch Wife-like?
No.
Yeah, okay, all right, there we go.
Do you want me to watch Wife-like? Because I will.
I don't want you to. That's why I told you to turn it off.
But the woman had a very long neck.
You know
okay?
what? You know what, Max?
I don't know why.
That's your homework. Next week, come on here and tell me about Wife-like.
Yeah,
right.
And you wouldn't have watched Naked Lunch, huh? I'm gonna watch Wife-like, and I give you one recommendation.
I can't watch Naked Lunch now.
Banzai.
I'm fucking playing Alan Wake 2.
I was ready. I watched Buckaroo Banzai as soon
now
as you
heads
told
up.
me to watch it.
Here's the thing.
And then I'm
I
like,
didn't tell you to watch it,
you should watch
motherfucker.
this.
I didn't tell you to watch Buckaroo Banzai. I was talking about Buckaroo Banzai, and you were like, "Oh, I guess I should watch this film now." And I was like, "Okay."
Well, I guess some
your
people
life,
are just
bro.
like that. Some people are just like that,
And then you were like, you should watch
like...
Naked Lunch. And I was like, okay. And then we moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, I'll watch Naked.
You placated me. You said that so I could shut up.
Pretty much.
That's what you said. Yeah.
I like doing a show in
I'm
which
gonna watch Wife-like.
My co-host
next.
is silent. It doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna watch Wife-like now.
Yeah. You're gonna be a Wife-like guy?
I'm gonna take the most amount of notes I ever took while watching.
You're really gonna do a deep dive on Wife-like.
I'm gonna do a deep dive on Wife-like, and I'm gonna
I was just so
curious
watch it too, but I feel like I can't watch it anywhere unless I buy a subscription to a service I don't want to buy.
Yeah,
which I'm not gonna do.
Oh well. Sounds like an excuse more than anything.
Dude, I'm already learning stuff about the movie. Like, did you know it was directed by James Bird? I don't know who that is, but that he directed it. The film has a 17% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But 59% rating based on over 50 user reviews.
Well,
That's so I love that we're at a point where we'll put user reviews in Wikipedia reception articles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like maybe Hackers, the movie out of all the movies that I watched, Hackers was the one that I kind of recommend the most.
Yeah. Hackers is a big cult hit, I think.
Yeah. And I feel it has affected my personality.
Are you a Hackers guy now?
A singular quote has affected my personality, which is I don't play well with others. The main character says, and I feel like I personify with that.
You're gonna put that in like every.
I didn't personify with that.
Right from now on, you're gonna be like, this guy. He doesn't play well.
He doesn't play with others. Yeah. I like. It just hit me so hard,
Yeah.
Just going like, I just don't like playing with other people,
You know what we could...
He's such a good hacker, You
know what we could watch next time that... Because Gabs was saying like...
Wife-like.
He's doesn't work on Saturdays now, so we can do longer hangs on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what we could watch next time?
Yeah, Wife-like.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
dude, that movie's got blasted, but it's having one of those effects where it's having a Zack Snyder's Justice League effect.
People want to like it.
The fans who already knew they were gonna like it are doubling down.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at it now like this is an attack. This is a coordinated effort to destroy the Five Nights at Freddy's.
So you're saying this is like the Sound of Freedom of kids media?
No. That's why I said Zack's, because the Sound of Freedom is different. Yeah. That was the people in charge trying to stop you from learning the truth. Five Nights at Freddy's. You know what? Maybe I'm thinking about it. Maybe they are trying to stop us from finding out the truth of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. No.
The animatronics.
it said the entire show was sold out, but then I went in there and it was empty. Well, nobody was watching Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, I had a ticket booked, and then they cancelled it, and they said apparently the air conditioning is broken. But
yeah,
I went by, and there were still a lot of people going into the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't want me to learn about Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah.
It's almost
and
like
Purple
they
Guy.
don't want me to learn about Chico and Eva La Boxy Boo and Opila Bird.
Are you reading a
and
list
Stingo
now?
Flynn and
yeah,
Six Huggy Wuggy Six Scary Blue.
Oh,
and Jumbo
okay.
Shosh.
Mm-hmm.
And Bam Bam and Nab Nab.
Do you think they'll make a movie now from Garden of Nab Nab or whatever?
Garden of Bam Bam.
Garden of Bam Bam?
No, dude. It took like fucking more than 10 years for them to be able to finally make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah.
They're not making...
You're right.
At most, maybe some like...
Shitty studio.
Some like shitty Eastern European like fucking Balkan country distributor will be like, yes,
Racist.
we're like they're looking at the Five Nights, because Five Nights at Freddy's is making money. It's making money. They're gonna look at it and go like, "Hey, Garden of Ban Ban people, can you make us a Garden of Ban Ban movie, please?"
Yes, could we please buy the distribution rights for the Garden of Bam Bam
Bun Bun movie, please?
Movie,
and then it gets downgraded into a TV show, and then downgraded into a web series.
A web series.
And then it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Whenever you log onto the site, it has a .ru at the end, and your your antivirus is screaming at you not to click. It's trying to stop you. Yeah.
You want to know something though, dude?
Yeah.
This has the Blumhouse charm in that 20 million budget. 130.6 million box office, bro.
Oh fuck!
They are making more Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh shit! That is a lot of money. Fuck! I should be watching movies like that instead of Repo Man.
We can watch it when Gabs' schedule changes and we hang out in November. We'll watch Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But apparently the movie's not very good. All that to say, apparently it's quite boring.
It's got that guy from what's that Jumanji movie, but with the space board game instead? Zafura.
Oh, that's what that guy's from.
Yeah, and also Hunger Games.
Fuck, I never saw Hunger Games.
You don't know that?
I'm not a Hunger Games head.
Hunger Games.
Speaking of, I got a new one of those. I saw a trailer for it at the cinema
for Hunger Games
Saturday. They got a new Hunger Games movie spin-off. I think it's a spin-off.
All right, what's it called? I haven't seen
the Songbird and the something or other.
I
don't know. I saw a trailer for it and I was like, that looks bad. But then also the original Hunger Games movies looked boring and bad to me. So
how dare you say that? There were I don't know. I've read the Hunger Games books because that's embarrassing. It's because girls at my college read it, so I read it too, so I could talk about it. That's what I did. That's how I act. I wear other people's skin, you know.
Yeah.
To show myself as more. I didn't enjoy reading them, but I read them anyway, like a psychopath, you know. Yeah. Anyway, but you know,
yeah.
So that was my film binge.
Nice.
And I got a craving to do it again. Just like watch
another movie binge.
Yeah.
Maybe day drinking with it this time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I will create something very,
something
unique
beautiful
and, kind of
and soulful.
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. If I do
think
it this time, maybe I'll try doing something like actually watching movies that are like somewhat interesting. On like fucking. Videodromes are alright, but like fucking Shivers and fucking Society and fucking.
In 8 years, you come out with a movie just titled "The Guy Who Watched 7 Movies."
Yeah, and it's 6 movies.
I mean, I
in the
think
actual movie.
here's the thing. I think it's important to also throw in movies like that with the ones that you like, because they help you create your like interpret like baseline and stuff, and they're still inspiring just from different angles. You know.
Yeah.
There are movies I didn't like, but I still come away with I like these aspects of them though. Those were pretty cool.
Yeah,
those were inspiring.
I like the thing that stuck with me after Repo Man was the ending of that movie, and I feel like that's how my life is gonna end.
So that I can.
I don't know. I feel like you should watch it. You know,
bro. I haven't even seen Naked Lunch yet, and you're giving me a second movie.
No, I'm pointing at the viewers.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. You knew I wasn't going to watch that shit. You knew.
Go to the warehouse that we
Go
talked
to the
about
warehouse
previously
and see the special screening of Repo Man.
Repo
put
Man.
together.
But yeah, you know, and yeah, it's like, yeah, I feel like I should do something like that again.
Yeah.
Force myself to do it again and just lay there and become another part, like, you know, melt with my couch.
What you should do, you got to tie yourself. You gotta handcuff yourself to like a radiator.
Yeah.
Eat the key, and then you've got like a proper timer of like 6 to 8 hours right there.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, I can't do anything else. You know?
Yeah. Right, make myself throw up the key.
Well,
I'll be like, this is so boring. It's so boring.
That's true. I suppose you could do that, or you could cut your hand off.
Yeah. Because I watched the movie. I watched Saw, and I was like, oh, that's an idea.
Well, you're gonna okay. Well, in that case, you're watching these movies. 25 years, you're gonna make some shitty low to mid budget sci-fi movie that becomes a cult hit in 30 years. I'm over here. I've seen Killers of the Flower Moon twice now.
Yeah.
I'm making the next Scorsese epic.
Yeah,
I'm the next Scorsese.
But nobody will remember Scorsese. Everyone will remember.
Saw a great video.
What is he called? The guy from The Room.
Everybody's gonna remember Joe Russo of the Russo brothers.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
there was a good video that came out with him. There was because Scorsese's on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
He had a video where he was talking to his dog, who is apparently called Oscar, and he's directing him like a film director would.
Yeah.
And then it goes to Joe Russo. He's Scorsese calls his dog Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to Joe Russo cuts in because he's doing the TikTok making my cut in bit, you know.
Yeah.
Taking your video, adding my bit to it. He goes, he called his dog Oscar, that like an Oscar. That's so cute. And then he picks up his dog and he says, "Come here, box office."
Nice.
And it was like, wow, bro.
Wow. That's a bit of a... That's
dude.
cold.
It's like,
that's
wow,
cold.
oh my goodness. Joe Russo. Calm down, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know. You gotta... You know, that's the thing. It's like, why can't we just all enjoy each other's successes?
That's what I'm saying.
We have to one-up each other, you know.
Here's the thing, Scorsese he said all that thing about the theme park and stuff. That's fair. I feel like if you're Joe Russo, you gotta be like, yeah, whatever. You can't be petty and be like, I'm gonna hold on to this forever. This is my whole personality now, is telling everybody that my movies are real movies.
But that's the thing. It's like,
because they make money.
You have to think about it. It's like,
you
can't let people like Scorsese kind of like, you know, you have to ground them, you know.
Yeah, you can't let them get you down.
They can't get you down. You can't get them like, you can't
those
let them
evil
get you
artists
down, because they will kill you eventually, you know.
Yeah,
if
true.
you don't oppose them, they will realize that your life is not worth it, so they'll kill you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They'll not see you as a real like human.
You have to let yourself be subjugated sometimes.
Yeah,
it's important.
Exactly, to ground yourself.
Sometimes you know, sometimes it's important for being I have lost my train of thought. Anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of lost where I was going with that one.
But yeah, I was just stuck, and now I'm free, I guess.
Welcome. That was the end of the very first iteration of Max's 7 movies. Max's 7 movie delight.
Yeah, there'll be 7. There'll be 2 more parts because it will be like 777, the God's number,
like a slot machine.
Because yeah, exactly.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, cha-ching. You won a great bunch of reviews from me as the jackpot.
Every now and then we'll have a new installment of Max's 7 movie delight.
7 sins.
Oh, maybe watch the movie set. Maybe watch 7 movies with 7 in the title.
Yeah,
7.
like 7.
7 and
7 Samurai.
47 Ronin. 7 Samurai. That's 3.
7 Days of Summer.
7 Days of Summer. 50 First Dates minus 43. Minus
90.
42.
9. Instead of 1917, it's 43. Just 7.
Yeah.
BC
1987.
Yeah.
And there's probably more.
That's probably more. You
Star
gotta figure
Trek.
it out in that warehouse.
Star
if you
Trek
go to
7.
That, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you
go to the warehouse,
you'll figure it out. They'll tell you.
Don't worry about it. You'll get it. You'll get it.
Tell them we've sent you and they should let you in.
I put my fucking headphones into the microphone. Tell them Dead Ensigns sent you. I'll one more take. Tell them Dead Ensigns sent you. I had to do a second take of that one. Okay. I fucked up the first one too.
All right.
Speaking of, thank you for listening to Dead Ensigns. I've been Ben. This is Max.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed our chatting, you can subscribe to the show on whatever you're listening to it on right now. That would be cool. Leave a rating if you can. If you're on YouTube, you can also leave a comment and we'll look at it and we'll go like, hey, this guy went to the warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. And or you could suggest me a movie for the 7 sins, deadly sins.
Max will be taking suggestions for Max's 7 movie delight. And he's waiting for them. We're not going to do it again. He's not going to watch another movie until there's another 7 built up. He's never watching a movie until there's another 7 suggestions for movies.
Yeah, and exactly. And I won't also be masturbating until I'm finished.
We're all taking part in
motivation.
We're all taking part in Nut Backlog November.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure to backlog your nut too.
Yep.
And thanks for listening. deadensigns@gmail.com. Bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.